background. Oh,
Oh,
I
Got
think
it.
Grant's in the background. I think we're seeing double.
that's me. I'm one of those people.
they all look pretty rank fishermen.
Oh.
That's Penguins. A couple years ago, me and some of the guys from B&B.
Which one's you? That
I'm
one?
the best looking. I'm the best looking youngest guy.
Oh,
I'm,
well, it's hard to
I'm-
tell
I'm-
because they all have hats on. Oh, look at all those fish.
Yeah. I
Oh, you're
can't
in the
see.
gray shirt. Wait,
Yeah. Well, I think we're gonna have a full house, and then we have a couple people that are not gonna make it. That Sheila and I know Wendy was one, but Wendy's on.
Yeah.
Bill Glazier was
I'm with
possibly
you.
one, but Bill Glazier's on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I hear them.
let's party.
Gotta keep losing the picture.
It's a party.
Let's party. Yeah.
The pictures keep going off.
Sheila, I got a quick question.
Sure.
So on the, just before we go on the agenda. Courtney request, I'm sure, have the nominations as the very first action. Do we need the old board to approve the minutes and their treasurer's report and then do the nominations for the new board? So in other words, should it go like 6, 7, then 5? Or does it make a difference?
It does make a difference, but you can do it that way.
I just thought if the old group approve
Have
what,
to approve the minutes.
Okay, no problem. We'll just-
okay. I'll give them some-
Keep doing that sound.
So we're at 7:04.
Sorry, I got booted out.
Uh-oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, we have a quorum. Well beyond that.
That's awesome. This will be the largest meeting we've ever had. Okay, so if we have a quorum, then let's call the meeting to order at 7:04. Sheila, do we have any public? Oh, I guess before, I'm sorry. Courtney, would you do a roll call?
Yes. Grant Dunlap,
Yes.
Janet Benjamin,
Yes.
Larry Childs, Bill Cullinane, Sarah Cullinane, excuse, Courtney Dunlap here, Sandy Fielding,
Here.
Steve Fillingham. I see Steve. Leland Glauds,
Here.
Lisa Henderson, James John.
Excused.
Here.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Oh,
Wendy Lee,
yeah, what?
Chris Metcalf,
Here.
Sharon Mitchell, Josh Rogers,
Here.
John Vandercook,
Here.
Alan Vlasich,
Here.
Council Liaison Evelyn Zenheimer. Don't see her. And Staff Liaison Sheila Pouch.
I'm here.
Quorum.
Good
Uh,
to go.
Janet? Where's Janet? Did you bring the flag?
Yep, it's
Everybody,
okay.
Janet, if you weren't happy, take it off. Otherwise, get up out of your chairs and stand up for a second. Stare at your screen. Well, allegiance. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
And to the republic.
for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We were all.
Thank you all.
Or not.
I was- We have any public comments or any public guests in the waiting room? If we can,
No written public comments.
okay. Council members in Eimer.
Yes, good evening.
With us.
Good evening, everyone. And
Good evening.
Happy New Year to all our Chinese American folks.
Yes.
First and foremost, I want to congratulate every volunteers for yet another award-winning float this year, the Founder Award. I observed firsthand the enormous task of constructing a float from the conceptual design to building the creating and literally breathing life into all the animal characters on the float. I was so impressed. And most of all, decorating a float of an award-winning city is very, very rewarding. And Janet is just super. And one thing that really stuck in my mind was the generosity of the decoration committee. When one city had no flowers, Janet decided and her crew to give, I don't know which city, I forgot, 2 truckloads of flowers. So it's it's very, very touching. It's heartwarming. And I would like to thank Alan Blasitz for the successful online auction. And had it not been for the pandemic, the crunch party would have happened. But thanks to Wendy Lee and Mrs. Flores for all your efforts. And I do hope that I get to work with you again next year or this year for the committee. And I hope Mayor Caccioli would appoint me again to your committee because I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you. That was probably the best report I've all year. The float that Evelyn was referring to, for those of you who know what she meant, when we gave a couple of truckloads of flowers, that was Downey. Downey got shorted some flowers or misordered, I'm not sure, but we need a lot of flowers. And I think at the time, Chris and Janet and Leland just basically said, load up whatever the heck you need, guys. It was French. So to Evelyn's point, it was really cool of the deco to just help them. And I think for those who've been around for a long time, in my short time, also myself, it's really together, especially when there's a little bit of an emergency. So it's a great example of what we do. A little help. So thank you for mentioning that. It was cool.
Mountains.
Well, no, I guess it's my time, huh? Okay, I'm gonna make this short, but I have a lot of stuff to say. I have a ton of stuff to say. First of all, wow, founders, guys, everybody clap. I mean, you got founders since 2013. That's a great float award. It's about volunteering. It's about community coming together. So I'm going to take it as a big win. I got lucky at the number that we had called we were the founders. So I got really lucky. I sucked at my football picks this weekend, but we got founders. Andrew and Dan, I don't know if it was on the screen. I think Diane's there. Andrew drove the float perfectly. He nailed that corner exceptionally. And for those of us that have driven floats, he had an extension. I didn't, so his was a little more challenging to nail, and he did. Diane, Theodore, we had Theodore coming around the top high point of that corner, going in down that stretch on Colorado, completely at the top around the corner. Time was beautiful. So congratulations to both of you in maneuvering the float beautifully down the parade. It goes without saying, this float would not have built, obviously, if it was not for construction and deco. So congratulations to Josh and Steve, Janet, Lynn, Chris, color designs, and all of your teams, and the hundreds of volunteers that came to work on the float in some really critical conditions, even those who had water run over their feet. But a really special shout out, I'm gonna give out Buzz Carter. Buzz Carter for the animals and the heads. It's something that, we haven't had in a long time, if we've ever had that kind of deal. He also did the plane off the jack. It was a stretch, it was new, and it was amazing. It was a game changer for us. The detail was incredible. So just a nice shot for Buzz for his, I think I can do it, and he did. Also, I'd like to thank the many behind the scenes chairs assistants that had to do with the designing the floats, raising money, signing a calendar, responding to emails, working with media, selling merchandise, paying bills, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It takes a lot of people, and Rob Benjamin reminded me of this conversation. That's why I brought it up, that, you know, the float is built by a lot of people that the public don't know or see. So I really want to make sure that everybody that has something to do with anything we do, it's valuable. Thank you for all that. I think we set milestones this year with media. KTLA returned to the site. Chris got a contract with Anderson. As you all know, she covers many sites. She loves the self-builts. Rumor is she loves us more than anyone else. Been a few years. I had one a couple years back, and it wasn't going to work with the timing. I think, Chris, if you want to unmute, but I think it was Booster Club where we got like 3-hour notice to show up. We just had to turn around because we couldn't get anybody. So it's been about 3 or 4 years since they've showed up. Is that true?
Yeah, and she stalks us. She stalks us from a screen name that's not that you wouldn't recognize. So I see her on both Facebook and Instagram on a regular basis. So I'm gonna try and figure out how to bring her in a little closer and try and do that throughout the year. I don't know what the process will be, but I'm pretty sure we can get her back throughout the year.
Excellent. So like I said, we got KTLA back. You know, the one time we kind of deny it, everybody else got self-builts and we didn't. So it was nice to have her come back. She mentioned us multiple times. All the way to a week ago, she was talking about it. So definitely some love from KTLA. We had the LA Times come to the site this year. We live on KTRW on the 5:30 a.m. show before the Bill Handel show. So that was kind of fun. Pasadena showed up a little right on us kind of near the end. So that was interesting. So we really got in the media on some avenues we have had. And then Bill Glazier, 2 years, a pandemic. You know, there was nothing to write about in the city. Everybody was tired of COVID. There was sports. There was nothing happening. And about every 3.5 to 4.5 weeks, we were in the news. And then here comes 2021, and just that steamroller going. I mean, we as an organization probably were in the South Pasadena more than I think more than us was council. So Bill, thank you very much for that. It really, really helped tremendously in keeping it out. Wendy and her team, I was just told by somebody on a text to get closer to the microphone. Sorry. Wendy and her team, Ellen, Teresa, and Laura, they had an in-person crunch time ready to go. They worked hard on it, a little bit of different platform, more amount of people. And 4 days before, we kind of had a little group call and canceled it on the Monday of the crunch. And instead of just kind of throwing the heads down, it was just like, let's just throw everything online. I had it running, had a bunch of things on there. We got a few more things to add. And then with a lot of help from Laura Kiefer, we got a lot of descriptions. And we had almost 100 items in 72 hours. And I can tell you, it was fast and furious, but it was very successful with everybody to let just out of the box. So Wendy, thank you for that change of direction. None of us wanted it, but we had to do it. Van Cook, you on? There's John. So John Van Cook, I might be wrong, notes here, but Vanderhook has about 20 plus years on the board and close to 30 years involved with the tournament. Kind of original found within on the golf tournament. And it's our understanding that John is kind of moving on to a new chapter in life and is to be leaving us. So I would like to thank John for the many, many years of volunteering for the tournament. Most importantly, acting as our liaison between the Chamber of Commerce and the city of South Pasadena. You're that guy in the middle. So, John, we thank you for everything you've done. And we hope that you and Peggy just continue to kick ass and have fun in life, because that's what you're doing now. So keep doing it. You can go off mute if you want to talk, John. That's okay.
Yeah, thank you, Brent. It's been great. Alan and I have had a great time the last 30 years during the golf tournament. And as you mentioned, there's some new things that I'm taking on that's going to demand more of my time. And I won't be able to put in the kind of time on the golf tournament that I would love to do. So I've been talking to a great replacement who most of you may know, and that's Hunter Brown, Michelle Downing's son-in-law, was very eager to get involved with the golf tournament. And he's not only eager, but he's a past participant in the golf tournament and a good golfer, and has got a lot of creative ideas and a lot of new thoughts. So I think that he and Alan will make a great team.
I agree with all. But really, John, thanks. You've been around for a long time and you've done a lot of stuff for us. You've been a past president. I don't know the different things you shared. You've been signed, you've been president, been in golf tournament with Alan for forever. Before John was a board, he was the golf. He wasn't a board member. He was just helping the golf tournament. And then I think Alan put a noose around him, like he's done many of us. Join the All right. Henderson, I sent an email out to all of you to lost her husband, Mark. He's had kind of a long battle for a while. So Lisa is going to step away from the board just to continue to be able to work with her family and work with her business and the family business as well. So if you guys, Lisa, send her a text, shoot her an email. But Lisa's, the door's open to Lisa. And we hope someday when the time is right that she will come back to us at whatever level or capacity she likes. So definitely want to thank Lisa for helping and what she's done. And we will turn her family the best. And we just we hope that they can get through this tough time. And I've told that she's plenty of us, and we some of you on the screen have actually done some help for her already. So thank you for that. And you do work comfortable enough, just I think she'd appreciate it. T of R stuff. I attended the Turner Rose directors meeting a few weeks ago. It had all 9 float builders and all of the, I think, 10 executive board of directors. So a pretty big group. And it was kind of a roundtable discussion, and looking for feedback. And the next thing is, I think there was a lot of feedback that the float builders wanted to throw at them, but I just told somebody they can't hear me. Can you hear me now? No?
You're
You can
very
hear me
like
cool?
in and out.
breaking up a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's because you're far away from your computer. Which is
I'm
where your
like this
microphone
far
is.
from my computer. Like, hold on.
We deal with this a lot with the kids in the school. I would say take your background and make because that way you're not using so much bandwidth. You're basically overloading your bandwidth at home. So you
Is
gotta,
this any better? Is it
For now.
this any better, right?
You'll just still jumping in and out. I think if
Okay,
you
let me,
maybe remove your background, that way your processor's not overworked.
now if I gotta figure out how to do that, I'm serious. Let's call in my phone, and I could probably just do it on my phone and save you all a little bit of a headache.
Or maybe temporarily turn off the video.
There you go.
You hear me back at the moment? No different. Let me call in on my phone.
Oh, there you go. It's better. Go.
Is it better?
I think it sounded a little better.
Okay. How about now? Is it any better now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Let's off the video. Right. Had a Zoom meeting. The tournament basically talked about issues they had, and they were launching to post parade, to handing out cards for in through barricades and all the other stuff. Basically, they were short 30% of crew, and most of that percentage happened about 3 or 4 days before Christmas. So a lot of issues that happened because they were understaffed, and most everybody did not want to hammer them for the issues that we felt. There was with post-grade alignment that we had this year, it was disastrous, but they were down 40 people at post-parade. They had volunteers that had done post-parade. So we're all sticking it another year. They were very thankful for those of us that didn't yell at them. And they apologized for those of us that got yelled at. We got yelled at. Rob, you got yelled at. So they apologize in advance. The one thing that I complained to them about was that on channel 5, the microphone was left on the band in front of our boat. And the director of media and broadcasting from the tournament took note of it, and in a nutshell said, will not happen now. I also complained about the increase in cost. They sent a $4,100 bill for years. And I let them know that I thought that was unfair. I gave them some reasons, and I do know that Burbank sent a letter about a month ago. I also followed up with that letter a month ago. And an hour and a half ago, I just got our bill and a letter to come into next year, and the cost is going to be held at last year's entry fee. So they are not raising our costs this year. It was going to go $4,100. That's a substantial increase. So good news, Sam, we're not have to pay $4,100. And we did have an invite to the tournament. Salt picnic. It's a tradition been between the pits. It's going back to the winner of the Founders Trophy is going to host. That's us. So COVID or Omicron or whatever else is going to be thrown in our face, we are going to look maybe around May to have an outdoor picnic. I'll work with the rest of the team, find what's a good month and a good time. Traditionally, it's right around May-ish. So we'll look forward to hosting that. And when we do that, everybody's invited the tournament. So it ought to be fun.
Just make sure it's after Mother's Day.
That's a good idea. My wife is saying that's a great idea. And the thing is, we have a whole Zoom meeting with the tournament. We received I call it a little violation. We had a high temperature in our compartments into the parade. It was higher than what the manual likes us to be at. Whenever there's a violation, they always throw this fine. I think if it's done nicely and we talk about it, we won't get fined, but we do need to work on why we had a high jump in the engine department. We think we know why, because we shut off our engines when the parade ended, and we shut off animation, and we stopped for a little bit, took a temperature, and they thought it was a little high. So we're going to work on that tomorrow. And other than that, that's all I got to say. And I'm going to end with, again, thank everybody for a Founders Award. It was a lot of behind the scenes. It was a lot of effort and a lot of volunteers. And this float cannot be done without volunteers, period. And the Founders Award is about volunteers. So it was the perfect award for the city and for our float. So congratulations, and we'll do it in your kindness. Sorry, Kurt, I told you it was going to be long. Sheila, anything exciting for us?
I have nothing, thank you.
Nothing. Okay. So that's, we have item number 5, which are nominations, and then we have 6 is approval of minutes and 7 is approval of the year end. I'm just going to move 6 and 7 up, place 5, so that the outgoing board can vote on the minute, their minutes, or treasury. Does anyone have an objection to moving 6 and 7 up in front of 5? So if you can't hear me, I'll take the no. So let's go on to the minutes. Everybody have a chance to read the minutes. I know Courtney's nodding her head. You wrote them, so I hope you're good. Everybody in the room? Any discussion, any comments on them before we look for a motion to accept?
I move that we approve the minutes as presented.
Okay. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Steve seconds. Oh, we let go. All in favor, just raise your hand. Any opposed? I'll call it unanimous. All right, Andy,
I think,
your treasurer's report.
We can't see Sandy.
No. Okay,
she's talking to a muted self.
Hey, Sandy, you're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, right now in our checking account, the 501c3, we have $88,552. In our savings 501c3, we have $60,592. In our checking bill writing account, which is $2,463. So right now, Ultimate Cruise for Roses had nothing for this year. Ultimate Raffle, we finally got the 300 check from Citizens, so we're up to $1,700 and $700. So we profited $16,991. Golf Tournament profited $16,237. The Seas Candy, the banners, and all those things were $2,582. Crunch Party profited $26,301, but you need to subtract another $120. I just wrote another check today for a refund. Souvenir Booth made $3,235. Administration with all our costs, we did receive a check from Pasadena Tournament for $3,600. So we had a negative of only $247 this year compared to normal. And donations was way up. We had a profit of $51,284. And let's see where that is. So our newspaper donation, people would write very interesting things. And I think that Bill did a great job this year advertising that we were in need of money. So we got 3,125, and they all wrote on there in a letter to me, I read in the paper that you guys were in need of money or something like that. So that's why I put it in that account. Our mail-in went up to 17,194. We still got our bid check this year for 12,000. And we got the foundation check for 15,000. So we had 52,892 this year total, which is great. Our parade game, we were a negative 1,095. Construction, I'm still going through, but I think we're at 29,150. And floral was $49,008. And then our event site, we were at 32,240. And the only thing outstanding is there's a dispute with the tent company. They're trying to charge us for some more money. And when I asked what it was, Judy couldn't tell me. And she said the billing department was going to be calling me, and they haven't called me yet. So I'm still not paying it till they can tell me what it's for. First, she said that it went up, the amount was increased. Then she said the taxes were increased. And then she said, I don't know what it is. So we're still waiting for that one to go through. So that hasn't gone through at all. Anything else? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
What is the total here? You've got income in, income out.
The total is on the front. That's our final amounts on the front. So our totals were 151,608 total. Some of the money for donations were written for a building fund, so that went into our savings account. But that's our grand total is 151,608 right now.
So how does that go for this particular year?
That's our total as of this morning, 151. When I went on to all of my accounts to make sure everything was still the same with interest and everything else. There's a few things missing. I don't have the checks in here because they haven't told me how much. First they told me it's $31 and then they told me it's $131. So I'm still waiting for that one to come through from Citizens for the check fee because I ran out of checks. But everything else is on here. I think there might be a few things missing because I think I got another bill for breakfast on New Year's Day. And I haven't put that in here yet. So I have to update all this again because a lot of stuff is coming through as of today still. So I wrote 3 more checks this morning. Yeah.
I think my question is, what is the result for this year of gain or loss that we had this year?
I can add it up, but it should come up to 151.
Did we start out with 151 last year?
No, we started out with, I think it was $101, I think.
So actually, we have more money.
Yes,
Yeah.
we did much better in all of our events.
Wonderful.
Way over.
Wonderful.
Way over. The only thing we kind of lost money on was the parade ticket thing. But everything else was about the same. We predicted that floral was going to be more because the flowers were more. We predicted the steel was going to be more. So it was up a little bit more. And donations were way up. Administrative costs were a little more than usual. Crunch Party pulled off a lot. So that was pretty good. A lot of the people who bought tickets donated their ticket money. So that's pretty much it. And the raffle did well too. So there wasn't any really major unexpected amounts, except for the tick. I was kind of shocked that the checks were so much more money. I'll have to consider maybe we don't need duplicates on those. Maybe that's where all the money is.
Oh, I show that last year at 2020, we were at 192,645.
Oh, I thought it was a lot less.
We're
still way up.
We have a net loss of $41,000, which, considering the cost of everything else.
Well, we didn't do cruise-in.
But I think to what Alan's saying is, I show that we have $41,000 less ending this finance report than we did last year. We didn't make money. We actually lost 41,000. 41,000 37 is what I should. But if you look at the cost of steel to floral to other stuff, that's pretty close for that 41,000. But I think to clear it up, I think Alan was asking, what's the difference between the net of cost of where we were to where we finished? And if we look at last year's 2020 report to 2021, we're different 40,000. In a way,
Not getting negative.
did really well. But we're 5,000. I should less than we were last year at this time in our accounts.
Minus 29. I'm not even hearing these people.
The whole world, guys. Thanks. I'll see you next Wednesday.
0. 91 minus 32. So I'm hoping to go over this again because a lot of money changed so frequently after the deadline. So I want to get it clear. So I'll work on it again.
And it worked. I mean, your amount difference is minimal. But I'm just trying to clear up, I think, Alan's question. That's what I'm trying to do.
You know, I have one more question. Why is Janet with Steve?
That's what I asked.
It's Rob. And what's going on here?
I mean, are we back in the 70s, guys? I mean, are we swapping or what the heck?
Because they weren't that way at the start of the meeting. So I was just curious. Sorry to interrupt, Brent.
But the lighting, the lighting on Rob, they almost look like cutouts. You can't quite, they're sitting across from each other, but it's pretty funny, you guys.
Well done, almost. Any questions on
Wish I could hear 'em.
2021 year-end treasurer's report? No, Rob has his hand up, but he's on mute. Or Diane has her hand up. I'm not sure which one. Nope, they're done. Okay. Can we get a motion for the 2021 year-end treasurer's report? Somebody who's on.
I move to approve the 2021 treasurer's report.
Thank you.
I'll second that.
Larry with the second. All in favor?
It's
Raise your hands. Say aye.
Aye.
Any?
34.
Hey, Benjamin, are you going to oppose this? Okay, I'll oppose. Passed unanimous -1. Rob didn't vote. Thank you, everyone. Sandy, souvenir booth,
Yeah.
keep going. You're on a roll.
What else do I have to do? Oh, souvenir booth? We're doing fine. We're closed. Souvenir booth is now closed. Oh, now wait a minute. The husbands are together.
Gee.
Souvenir booth is closed for the year.
Okay, done. Event site. Chair, James.
Hey, here I am. Okay,
Wait. I completely messed up on my own notes.
okay.
I apologize. I jumped on Sandy, but we gotta back up. We got number of the nominations, election of the 2020 board, and that is Alan Vlasic, our nomination chair.
Well, to start off, I've got some bad news because we're going to have to cancel the golf tournament. There's no way that I could do this without John Vandercook's help. And so we're all going to have to cut back on everything, raise some more money, have a smaller float. And thank you, John, for all that you've done in the past. Sheila, can I have the the committee list. Can I share screen and post that? You're muted.
You should be able to share.
Okay, so I'm going to go to share screen. And
I know, I'll be right back there.
you know, it's not coming up.
Wrist, okay?
I did it again. Did you try it again?
How about everyone share a picture of your animal that's sitting next to your feet? Leland has a cat that I keep seeing the tail of. Do some entertainment. Oh, Sheila.
It's my work buddy.
I saw James with a cat.
So I'm sorry, I don't know how to do this.
You're there if you just want to show the, if you have a document, because it says.
Yeah, it just started.
Yeah, just
It's
started.
starting.
Put your document back up.
There it goes.
So minimize your Zoom meeting and open up your Word doc, or just go down to where your document is, click on that.
Well, that's the whole thing. I think I've got the wrong document, but so I think what I'd like to do is
You want
maybe
to email it to me and I'll do it?
Sure. I will do that.
Oh, there you go. Lots of calendar.
Yeah, so
So just close that one out and then go to your document that you need to, wherever you have it saved at in your computer.
okay.
And just click on it.
Wow. High tech.
You know, I really have to apologize. I'm not I think what I'm going to do, I think what I'm going to do is just read it to you. If that's okay. So the 22 committee is, and what I'm looking for is a presentation and approval of the committee as submitted. Chairperson is Brent Dunlap. Treasurer is Sandy Fielding. Secretary is Courtney Dunlap. Construction co-chair is Rob Benjamin. Construction co-chair is Steve Fillingham. Decoration chairperson is Janet Benjamin. Decoration assistant is Leland Gloss. Design chairperson is James Johns. Events and site is James Johns. Classic car show is Janet Benjamin. Raffle is Alan Vlasich. Golf chairperson is also myself. Parade and game is Bill Colnane, non-voting. Crunch time is Wendy Lee. Crunch time live auction, Brent Dunlap. Souvenir is Sandy Fielding. Volunteer chairperson is Larry Childs, non-voting. A volunteer assistant is Sharon Mitchell, non-voting. Direct marketing chairperson, Wendy Lee. Publicity is Bill Glazier, non-voting. Nominating chairperson is myself. Social media, Chris Metcalf. Website, Sarah Colnane, non-voting. Liaison is Sheila. And we hope that the council liaison will be Evelyn again. So what I would like to see is a motion to accept the committee as submitted.
Alan, I have a question. I just want to make sure. So we're moving Larry as a volunteer chair to a non-voting position and Bill Glazier in publicity to non-voting.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
I move for the new board.
Any seconds?
Yeah, I'll second it.
All for the committee?
In favor?
Yeah.
And all those opposed? I think the motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan. So I'll do this. Welcome to everybody in any of the changes. Sandy, souvenir report.
We already did me.
I gotta go back at the right now.
We went back to souvenir. We did great on the pins. Everyone did a good job. We sold out on all the programs. I think I only have 30 pins left of our float. 30 to 40, I'm not sure. The theme pins we sold out and we got some more and we sold out of those. So we did good this year.
I did talk with Brian Stewart on a sidebar about the pin.
Yeah.
And he said he doesn't think it'll happen. He agreed with what we wanted to do with the tournament, but says it's way beyond him, and he would mention it, but he didn't think we would ever be able to purchase through the tournament.
That's really wrong. But maybe what we should do is get someone like Peggy to buy the pins for us because they're willing to give a discount to the white suitors.
Might be able to work on that. Excellent. Great job on the booth this year. Thank you. Excellent. James?
All right, which one are we doing? Design or event and site?
Let's do event and site first, then we'll do design.
Okay.
Oh, did you want to do
So, yeah, the one issue is the tent. We're still trying to sort it out.
Yeah.
It's like 128,
182.
182, 128, 182. One of those numbers. So we're trying to figure that out. They did come by and, take it down a little later than we wanted, but they were also down a couple crews because of COVID. The porta potty is still there because we are still cleaning up the site. Everybody with construction and decoration, we've been there Saturdays, cleaning up, trying to make sure we don't get calls about a mess. We're getting there. It's a little slow going. Thanks to Brandon, he secured us a good deal on renting a stake bed truck this last Saturday, that got a bunch of our stuff moved to the lower container. My truck is still out of commission. It's finally at a repair shop. We'll see what they say. I might be trying to figure out how to put a lumber rack on a bike here pretty soon, on a mountain bike. We'll see. But other than that, once we're done at the site, I'll get the porta potty gone, and we will close down for the rest of the year. I do have the receipt for the stake bed in my wallet, and I will swing it by your house when I get to work tomorrow, or maybe or Wednesday, depending when tomorrow's Wednesday or Thursday. Just drop it in your mailbox.
Okay,
So, but we paid for it with the credit card, so it's already paid for.
okay.
Other than that, yay.
Yay.
Any questions?
No, the only thing I have a concern about is maybe during off season, can we move my booth a little bit away from that dirt so we didn't have that water coming in again?
We will try that. My cat is meowing at me for some reason. Yes, we will try.
I'm waiting for Brant to pop up next to Janet.
You know, I'm gonna drive over there.
Yeah.
It took me 20 minutes to walk there. All right. So other than that, yeah, we're just waiting for us to be done, and we'll have the porta potty picked up, and we will be done. Sorry, I don't know what she's doing, but she's running around like crazy and meowing and stuff. Brant, design. All right. So we met on Friday. I was a little late because SPEF decided to go longer with their rehearsal, and they thought it was okay and didn't really check with me. So that was fun. Fortunately, we do have the archive did go. Went through the archive. We had probably about 10 entries via Messenger, social media turned in. Some were interesting. Some were basically a guy actually walking around a corner, like literally a block with a guy walking around a corner. I was, like, that's taking the theme very literal. We had about 10 probably come in through the chamber, and then a few of them got mailed to our PO box to Sandy, and we got those. So we had a lot of entries this year. It's just this. I'm going to say this theme is kind of
vague.
So we did come up with three possibilities. Let me see if I can put this up. Can you guys see this? We can see this?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So design number one, again, is this was designed by Scott Feldman in 2009. It's kind of a science fair, yay science, kind of float, kind of a sciencey Rube Goldberg device.
Mousetrap, what I called it.
Yeah, not really. We didn't really discover a trap on there, but it's like the mousetrap game. So it's kind of a yay science kind of
yeah
design. Our second one that we decided on was a community garden type thing. Now this is a very rough sketch. This would not really go down the float looking much like this, but it's a start of a sketch of an idea. So we're hoping. I've sent Richard this information and these pictures. hoping I can get in touch with, get him to maybe break this down a little bit better, or at least make it a little clearer to look at. And our third one, Hope Springs Eternal. I have nothing to say about this one. I'm not exactly sure, but it looks fun. Year of the Tiger, Chinese New Year. It's a kind of a fun float. And being the South Pasadena Tigers, you know, Hope Springs Eternal. Anybody on the design committee have anything they want to add to this?
I would just say that the first one you showed in my 4 years on it has always been in the top 4 in the packet presented, I think, for 3 consecutive years. This float has always been that running before. So it's certainly been a popular among the various different people who have been on the committee. And this year we had a couple of new people. So I think this float is kind of fitting. It's been looked at a lot, for sure.
There's a lot of movement on that float.
Right. Well, again, these are just rough sketch ideas that we will hopefully. It's basically a concept of a float idea. This one is basically, if you look in the trophy, it says science fair, so it's basically a yay science. Which at any point now it's, boy, if we can say yay science to anything, this would be the year to do it. So then again, community garden, working together, learning to work together, it's a fun idea. Again, the float is rough. It needs to be worked, kind of worked out, cleaned up a little bit. But again, I'm hoping we can get with Richard and have him really kind of sort this out and clean this up as far as the characters go. And then Hope Springs Eternal is kind of just, it's fun. Just, trying to be very literal with the theme.
So to go back to the theme, there's a couple of chats going. James, I think Wendy asked the question, what's the theme? And Leland answered, it's called Turning the Corner.
And Leland answered it. My question is, are you looking for our feedback or are you just presenting?
I'm just presenting.
Just presenting. Yeah.
If we had a committee that met. Unfortunately, Janet was not feeling well and could not make it. Darn that booster shot. I had mine yesterday, and boy, let me tell you, it also knocked me over. But we had Chris, we had Rob, I was there, Brant, Andrew Hunter joined us this year, Steve. Who am I missing? Or is that everybody?
You say Chris?
Yes.
You got everybody.
I think I got it. Anyway, so there we are. We're kind of looking for just a consent to the committee that this is what we're going to present to tournament. We have to go to tournament on the 9th in the morning. As far as I know, that I just got the email from Brant about an hour ago with all the particulars for the morning of the 9th. As far as I know, it's still a in-person thing. I don't know if they're going to limit us to the amount of people we can bring. Probably
I'll find that out. I'll ask that question.
Yeah. So anyway, there we are.
I would like to, since we don't have another meeting and we have to make a decision, I'd like to motion that we give the design committee the responsibility to pick out the best float to present at that particular meeting. So that would be my nomination.
That's basically what we're asking for, is basically committee's approval to present at the tournament the best option, because again, It's all by, if, I don't know if anybody, how many people have done design review at tournament. I've gone a bunch of years, and all of a sudden we'll be sitting there at a table, depending on what number we draw. And they'll, if we don't get an early, low number, we'll be sitting there ready to present our float, and all of a sudden we'll hear from the table, no more turtles or no more trolleys. And if our float has got a turtle or a trolley on it, well, we quickly got to either get a pencil out there and turn that turtle into a bear, or if we can't, go to design 2. So
Basically, that's what I'm trying to do, is give
Yeah.
the design committee the power to do that.
Yep. But I just explained to them why we need that. We need that approval.
I'll second it.
Okay. So
Hey,
thumbs.
James, draw a low number this year.
I'm the worst. I'm actually gonna have somebody else draw. Last time I drew like 12 or 15. We need to draw 2.
No, you drew 13 last year. We all hated you for that.
13. That's what it was.
There's somebody that you've taken with you that is very lucky. Who
That
I
was
think it
Mark.
was Paul Abbey.
No, it was Mike McFatridge. You took him 3 years in a row. We draw 2 1 year, and then 1 2 years in a row.
So what is Mike doing that day?
He's way out of town.
All right, so we had a first by Alan, we had a second by Wendy. We make it official, we'll show hands, thumbs up, all in favor of the design committee making the decision for the final selection of the float for the 2023 parade. Show of hands, thumbs up, one way, they're all in favor. Any opposed? Now, and I know some of you are thinking, how does that have to do with turning the corner? We asked ourselves that for 3 hours through designs. We're gonna figure it out once we get the float approved. Just construction chair board.
Well, I'll just say I think I want to acknowledge a couple big accomplishments last year, and I want to thank Wendy in particular for kind of getting excited and getting the farmers market booth going, because it really helped us with new volunteers and in a down year. I also want to just compliment Rob for his easygoing nature and trying to solve a lot of our hydraulics problems and getting that thing where it needed to be. And then, of course, I think we're all very grateful to Buzz and some of the crazy stuff that he was able to pull off this year. So I will hand it over to Rob and Steve because I haven't actually been part of deconstruction. Just a summary update. You're muted, Rob.
What, deconstruction? Okay. Deconstruction, I think, has been going well. We've done was it 2? Well, we've done a
2
we did a
weekends.
Saturday, Sunday, and then a Saturday. We got a lot of it taken down. There's still scaffolding at the float site. We got underneath the bridge pretty much cleared out. There's just a little bit left. So there's a few hours left to go. I think James, the container, is going to move down to the lower site. We got some of the lower site cleaned out. We cut some of the brush.
Straightened out inside.
Huh?
Straightened out inside.
Yeah, straightened out inside. It was actually kind of nice having straightened out inside. You could walk down and not trip over stuff. I want to say another kudos to Brandon. It was last Saturday, kind of like, okay, I think I wasn't involved in the conversation, but as I understand, we're like talking about renting a truck, or James was, and Brandon's like, oh, hey, I can do that. And so he came through and got a nice stake weight truck for us at a good rate, and we're able to move a lot of that stuff down there. It was nice not having to do multiple trips and stuff. So kind of hats off to Brandon there. So, yeah, I think we've got, another, whatever, day, half day to clean up the site and get it to where it needs to be, so.
Yeah, we filled up 4 roll-off dumpsters. So we've really cleaned up a lot.
Is that it, boys?
That's
Yes, I
it.
think-
Back to you.
Yep.
Construction.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said deconstruction's done. John, anything else on construction?
Well, I think deconstruction is almost done. We just have another half day.
Thank you.
He's gonna do two.
All right. Echo, Janet,
I don't know how to make this.
thank you.
You sure you want him on the committee? I'm not sure.
He's already photoshopping everybody's facing.
I just want to say thank you to all the volunteers. You need to turn yours down. We've got an echo going on.
I wonder
Yeah.
why. Now we're doing sound effects too.
Yeah, we're doing sound effects there. I just want to thank all the volunteers. We can't do it without them. It was a tough year. We were ahead of schedule. Stuff happens, and we ended up really having to push to finish the float, but it was beautiful. It was well worth all the effort. Deco came out and helped with deconstruction, got everything organized, helped wash all the vials, clean everything up, helped tear the float apart, and we're just getting ready for the next one. So we'll be doing a container clean out and inventory in March. And so once we do that, we'll know what we have on hand and hopefully what we'll need to order for the next one. That's it.
Well done. Thank you. Wendy. Crunch. Although there wasn't much about Crunch except the auction.
Yeah. And everything was covered with Sandy's report and your summary. So yeah, I don't have anything to add.
Okay. Felicity. Good.
Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
This is like mission control. So no, I just want to thank Brant for there's so much feedback. It's amazing. I just want to thank Brant for his brief summary, and I think, yeah, I would agree that we got a lot of support. It was nice. It was nice that Chris made contact again with KTLA, and Brant himself was on the radio, and we were able, we sent out throughout the year, we sent out about 6 or 7 news releases that hit all the media, certainly the local media, with the South Pasadena Review and the South Pasadena, and that came as a result of strong support from the city. We have a contact at City Hall. When I write a news release, I ask Tamara Ben to send it out for us, and she jumps on it and gets it out immediately. And then just on my own, I was able to, write a lot of stories throughout this past year, and certainly leading up in December alone. I think we had 6 stories, 6 maybe even 7 in the South Pasadena, including a lot of them were even just posted online, but we I had a great time going to the parade itself, and I was able to take my girlfriend who was in the photo booth with me taking photos, and she had a great time. And she actually, you don't have to put this on record, but I had a better shot than I did. And she took it with, and it was in the South Pasadena, and she took it with her phone. And I'm still hearing about it, to be honest with you. So, but Diane did a great job at the parade itself. So I just want to thank everybody. It was just a great year for publicity, and just really appreciate it. Some might be wondering why I've gone to non-voting, becoming a non-voting member. I'm not going away, except I'm just taking on some new projects in 2022. Some of you know that, I'm, and I'll let you quietly know, but I'm writing a book with my cousin, and I can go in length with that when I see you more one-on-one. So I'm devoting a lot of time to that effort, and it's taking up a considerable amount of time. So, but at the same time, I'm going to devote as much time as I can to the committee, but at the same time, I'm looking for, and I've talked to Brant about this, finding somebody to add to the publicity side, and Brant is talking to that person tomorrow. So, but I just wanted to let you know I've just had a great time on this committee. Been around for about 20 years now, and would just like to say thanks. And that's it.
Well, like I told you, Bill, yesterday, we talked to you, you'll be replaceable. At the moment, you're still with us, so I wasn't giving you that swan song yet, but
yeah, I'm not going away, but just limited.
But when you have somebody who lives in the community, who raised their kid in the community, who helped coach Little League and cover stories, for those of you who read articles, when you have somebody like Glazier in your community and writing about your events, it's a different style of writing. It is your community versus somebody who's just writing an article for the community. So that style, Bill, it's people like you and Hank and other, as you guys just move on, that writing style is disappearing. We're gonna miss the hell out of it. So hopefully another article out of it before you leave us. But thank you for everything you've done for 20 years for the community too, not just the tournament, for everybody. Everybody here has been on board members, different things, and you've helped all of us in everything we've ever done. So you're amazing.
Yeah, thanks for the kind words. Like I said, I'm not going away entirely. I'm going to devote a lot of time to this project during 2020, and hopefully I can get that out of the way. And who knows, I might come roaring back. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
The door is always open.
Thank you.
Well, I don't think we have anything for website. Sarah's not on, and Bill's in a different organization with a conflict, so I don't think there's anything on the website. I think he reported lost back in December. I know there's some changes with Dad that had some increases, and with that was how many emails you can have on the website. So I believe Sarah and Bill, they acted some necessary names that we had to save us some money. So I think we went up a couple $100 a year. Tell you the domain, and about all I can think of that could have anything to do with our website for this coming year. I know somebody put a thing on a chat that they'd like to say a couple of words. I'm sure you are, but I'll get to you. So we'll go right to social media. Chris Metcalf.
Our numbers have been really good. We're still getting likes. We're up, getting close to 1,000 with Instagram, which is pretty good. When I started, it was probably 125, and that was 3 years ago. I'm going to continue to push with reaching out to Gail. She's in my private DMs a lot. I don't know why, but I think I can generate a lot more stories and interest from KTLA this year. So that's kind of going to be my goal. And then also I'll probably be reaching out to all the committee chairs, maybe quarterly, to see what you have on your calendar that I could push. That's just something I have in the works right now. I'll email everybody when it's ready to go live. I think we need to keep in the public's eye year round. So sometimes maybe small little tidbits about the car show, or whatever fundraiser we have coming up is anything. And if we're popping up on people's timelines once or twice a week, it's going to keep the interest going, and that in turn should help drive more donations to us, as long as we can get our story out. We've also accrued a lot of followers from other parades around the world. We have a couple from Rio, we have 4 or 5 from Holland, and then we started picking up some from Spain and Italy. So who knows? It's good to push with other parades and get our voice out there. And who knows what kind of synergies we can get through that. So that's kind of going to be my push this year, is to be a little more forward with the social media. So that's it.
Excellent. Thanks. I know I always enjoy that some of your the past and your old archives you've been putting up over the last couple of years. So I think that's kind of fun too, when there's that old downtime. And you guys follow the Facebook or Instagram, Chris will put up some old blast from the past pictures, and it's pretty fun to look at. So thanks for doing that. Steve, are you the director? Are you the manager that said wanted something? I don't know who I is on my chat list.
Say that again.
Right. Did you say words? Are you I?
Me.
It says I.
That was me.
That was you.
That was me.
Okay, well, whoever you or I is, it's your turn. I'll leave that. I'll put you under other business, so I'll throw you in that category.
Okay, I think I have that. Just as new construction co-chair, and first time voting member. What? It's getting strange looks.
I'm trying to figure out what Brent's saying.
Okay, so I'm happy. I think that this will be. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to carrying the momentum forward. Having a fun build float, building on what we've had. I've worked on the float for the last 10 years as a volunteer. So I just wanted to say, thank you for the vote of confidence, and that this is a truly team community effort. I believe, I truly believe that everybody has a part. You may not be working on the float, you may not be welding or putting roses on, but the fundraising, the behind the scenes, the people that come from a block away, to put a rose on or flowers on for 4 hours, or the people that come from another country. It takes everybody to get that float put together, and that to go down that parade route down Colorado. And think about everybody that puts forth some effort, whatever it might be. They're volunteering their time and effort to do that, And they get to see that on the first or the second, on national TV with the whole world seeing what they have contributed, no matter how small a part they contributed to that and getting that down. I think we all need to, remember and appreciate that it takes everybody, and, everybody's at different, everybody contributes at different amounts, and everybody's at different parts of their lives. Some of us are, talk about turning the corner, some of us are young and some of us are old, but they're all contributing. And
be careful there.
I'm sorry?
Be careful with that remark.
Define old and define young, and we'll see how many people hate you.
I'm kind of getting emotional about it, so I'm going to back off on some, but it is, I'm feeling like Colburn. It's everybody. It's everybody that does it. We have, our disagreements and our bad days or what have you, but at the end of the day, getting that float down the plate route, it's everybody.
Hug him.
Are we doing a group hug?
Oh, man.
They're gonna figure it out.
Now, hold on. I'm putting this in the minutes. This is your first meeting.
Well said.
Yeah, leave it at that.
Well said.
So that's it. That's why I have to say is that, it's a group effort, and I'm looking forward to this next float, whatever it may be. And, having the time with everybody at the float site,
Really shiny.
and having a good time and enjoying it. So thank you.
Thank you.
It's near the water bottle. It's really shiny.
Unless there's any new business, anything, last closing comments?
Yes.
I got something to say.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm
Oh
not
my
gonna, I'm not following around footsteps. I have
You
something.
need it?
I actually probably should have gone under fundraising, but I had an idea, and I've already talked to Brant and Sandy about it. I think we should think about doing a spring float yard sale. I know that a lot of us here have one or two things in our home we'd like to get rid of that we don't necessarily want to throw away, but I think if we had something up at float site with the float.
You know
as
what,
the
Steve? I was
background,
thinking what about at the school district lot? That's a little more central.
either way, but I think if we get the float there, then people see what they're contributing towards,
Yeah.
their purchases are going towards. And the other thing is that we, like Brant and I were talking about, we say that whatever's left over, clothing goes to a homeless shelter or whatever, and, items, where we're gonna donate them after we're done with them, so that they know that even if they don't get sold by us, that they'll go to benefit something else in the community. But I think a yard sale would be a good fundraiser.
That's a great idea. It's easy. We gotta just find out. It's free. It's really free. So thank you for bringing that up.
Good one.
I think the spring would be a good time to do that.
So save your junk. Don't throw it out yet.
I have about 15 bags in my garage ready for Goodwill. If I hold on to it till May,
Not going.
price may kill
Goodwill.
me.
Not good. You can throw them off at Avon if you want. Just throw them in the front room.
I have a comment. First of all, I think that's a great idea. Secondly, this committee is as it is now. Please again talk to your friends, your neighbors. Try to get them involved. We hope to have a couple of socials at Mission Wines or something like that during the course of the year to invite new members that might be take an interest, and maybe they could talk to somebody about, decoration, or maybe they might have an interest in construction or fundraising. But again, this group is pretty much the same that we've had in the past. And thank you all for your loyal for many years support, but we really need to get new members in. So keep that in mind. And the more new members that we get in, then the less we have to do. I had an interesting situation where I just put the golf job description down. And I was going to ask each of the other chairs to do that also. But when John told me that he was no longer able to help, I had already done the job description. And so I think that it'll be easy to relay that to somebody else, because it's all down in paper, and see if that person really wants to take part. So I'll let you know how it goes. And but again, keep those new members in mind. Thanks.
Alan, if I may write on, or follow on that as far as, one of my thoughts, when you're talking to people about the float site and stuff, also consider the person you're talking to and the people that they may know. I mean, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. We'll say it's a good thing. I think, somebody was talking to my mom about the float and whatnot. And it was because the conversation that my mom had with somebody, she brought it up with me about volunteering and working on the float. So, you may be talking to somebody, but, maybe remind them that if they have, kids or somebody else that might be interested in the float in one way or another, it might help to get the word out a little bit more.
Yep, agreed. All right. Good comments, good thoughts. And it's a good way to start off the year. Any questions? Yeah. Say goodbye. All right. So
Next will be in person.
It'll be in person?
Yeah, we'll do in person for March.
And what about, oh, yeah.
We just had to do January and February, so we'll be back in person in March.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Do you
throw a
know if
lot.
we're gonna be at the chamber or the council chambers or the
We
library?
can be at the chambers. We just had to move for those 2 meetings so that we're back in the chambers. Unless you'd like the senior center, then we can stay there, but we go to the chambers.
Sandy, are we interested or gonna do an Easter?
Yeah, let me call C's and see if I can get the booklet.
Okay,
I'll call C's.
okay, cool.
Is Michelle gonna do that one? Is
If
Michelle
I
there?
speak on behalf, if I speak on behalf of her,
She
I
might
will
kill
not
you.
be- I will not be here at the next.
I thought she was sitting there. I will get the stuff. I'll call him.
Okay. Okay, cool. Thanks, everybody. Great January meeting, probably the longest meeting of the year.
Are we gonna discuss the yard sale, like potentially when we're gonna do it?
Yeah, I mean, we could throw a couple emails around and just see if we can get some data first. I think we can do that offline, so to speak, and come up with something.
Okay.
A little email on that. We can do that without it. Have a meeting or on an agenda for that. So awesome.
Can I be involved in that conversation with the calendar and what have you? Because I have a couple ideas too, and I want to make sure I'm not stepping on anyone's parade.
Sure. On the for the yards. Yeah. We'll throw a group off.
Yeah, any kind of fundraising, it would be great to be part of, so I don't take somebody's date away.
More than fair. All right, everyone. Well, happy 2020, happy 2022. And we'll see everybody in person in March. And thanks for all the kind words. A lot of good words spread out today. That was a very nice way.
Yeah.
So, we 11 more months of it, so let's keep the roll going. See everybody in a month, if not some of you sooner. So thank everybody. Have a great night.
How are they typing stuff on this?
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah, it is. I think I only understood 50% of what he said. Maybe. Okay, goodbye. How do you shut this off, Paul? Where's the off button? Oh. She's waiting.
Bye, Sandy.